Oh my god.
Hold it!
Would you mind describing what you saw while singing about it? As you wish, my musical impaired friend. Simply put, when I entered the room, the victim was worth his weight in gold, for obvious reasons. He tipped over and fell heavily on the floor. The room became drearily silent. And then I heard that scepter tumbling across the floor. What the who's a what a hootie?
Hang on!
Hang on! May I ask you something, Miss Brimstone? Oh, dearie me, oh, dearie me. My dear, do not frighten me so. I feel like a schoolgirl caught napping during class. Miss Brimstone, did you see the witch's scepter at the crime scene? Well, about that, I must confess I do not clearly recall. You don't remember? When I went into the room, the golden man fell down and made quite the ruckus. That is why I did not notice a scepter being dropped. So you didn't see it after all. But I am certain the witch girl had it. She must have been hiding it behind her back.
Objection!
Woo! Please don't assume Maya is a witch just because she's been accused. Miss Brimstone's certainly quick to make assumptions. I see. Now I would like to hear the next witness's testimony. The next witness is a bit problematic. Alright, so this is Luke.
Hold it!
Luke, open your eyes. Maya isn't a witch. Ever since we came to this town, lots of unbelievable things have happened. And that's why, from now on, I'll only believe what I see with my own eyes. Luke, when I went to that room, the only people I saw were the professor and Maya. The professor had been turned to gold, and Maya dropped that scepter. That's not true. What? Maya? I didn't have any scepter, and we were the only ones in that... Oh! Silence! The accused has no right to speak. Be silent or you will face punishment. Oh! We can end this trial immediately should you decide to be talkative again. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Luke, is that really the truth? Did you really see the scepter? I don't know. When the professor turned to gold and collapsed right in front of me, everything seemed to fade to black. And then I could have sworn I at least heard Maya drop the scepter. The scepter was found at the scene of the crime. That is an unavoidable truth. Oh! Only the accused could have dropped it. This isn't looking good. I feel so sorry for Luke. He's so full of anger and despair that he can't think clearly. That was the wrong voice. He said he can't forgive the witch. I understand how he feels. Anyway, I need to find a way to calm Luke down first of all. Oh, what am I supposed to do? So I guess this is the objection, because we know that the back was facing, right? Hold on. I screwed up. This is not what I want. This is weird. I don't think this is correct. First of all, on this, he's facing the wrong direction. Why would he be going in that direction with a knife unless he was trying to attack somebody else? Okay, this is it. We'll present the picture and say in the picture he's not face to face. Okay.
Objection!
I got it, yes. Luke, you said that you will only believe what you see with your own eyes. But what do you think you saw may not be the whole truth? Huh? What do you mean? Take a close look at the sketch of the crime scene. At the time of the incident, Professor Layton and Maya were standing there. Now we learn from Miss Primstone's testimony which way the professor was facing. He was facing this way. Oh. You testified that the professor confronted Maya face to face. But looking at the sketch of where they were standing, one thing is clear. Ah! There is a contradiction in your testimony! What? Robble, robble. It begins with the robble, robble, baby. Robble, robble. Oh no! Whether they were facing each other or not is of no relevance whatsoever. They were the only ones in that room, and one was a victim. Thus, the other must be the witch.
Objection!
Objection, Phoenix, right? He says, I will ask you to wait before jumping to conclusions, Inquisitor. I said, don't jump to conclusions, Inquisitor. Oh! No, you don't. No, you don't now. Think back to Miss Primstone's testimony. She told us the professor was pointing a knife at someone threateningly. However, you can see in the sketch that he wasn't threatening Maya. No, not Maya. Well, then who was he pointing the knife at? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Luke, what is it? The professor would never point a knife at anyone. I was the one who opened the door to that room, and so I was the first witness, and I saw no knife. Miss Primstone's testimony is not reliable. Oh, dearie me, will you look at this child sputtering nonsense and talking badly of his elders? Yeah. Inquisitor Barnum? Yes, my lord? It should pose no difficulty to verify whether or not the victim had a knife. After all, that sparkling golden body of his has been found at the scene of the crime, has it not? Indeed it has, my lord. Court attendants, you heard the judge. Bring the victim into the courtroom. Seems like they're going to bring up the golden statue. Gulp. Professor. Oh no, Professor. He's dead. Professor's fucking dead. He's dead. He's dead. His arm is missing. Look at that. Did he get damaged in transit? Professor. Professor! Rubble, rubble, So this is the power of the gold transmutation spell. Most spectacular. Looks like the work of the finest artisans. I assure you it is the work of no artisans, my lord. By the way, the missing arm has not yet been found. Oh, I can't believe this! Professor! I suppose we should add the victim to the evidence. Poor professor who, while searching for evidence, became evidence. Damn. This is unfortunate. I thought the evidence would be as good as gold. But although it technically is, we're still no closer to discerning whether or not the victim was holding a knife.
Hold it!
Let me speak, please. Maya, the professor didn't have a knife, and also, there was another person in that room. The real witch was there, believe me. Oh! Accused, do I really need to warn you again? Inside the cage, you ought to behave like a bird that has forgotten its song. Speak again and you shall be punished. Are you in a particular hurry to taste the flames of justice, little bird? Oh.
Objection!
Whoa. But it's true that someone else could have been in that crime scene. Look at the sketch. The victim was facing towards someone, and that person wasn't Maya. So, Blue Knight, your ignorance is no longer even a surprise. Huh? You do not know what transpired at the crime scene. You think this man was pointing at another person, you say? Let me tell you this. Nearly everyone in this court other than you knows what Sir Hat was pointing at. What? Well, honorable witnesses, is that not so? Oh, you mere punch and beg the first. Love me some gossip and stories of the occult. Elusive like mist, the magical beast, the chilling breath brings about a tale. Oh, dearie, dearie me. You could use some education, Blue Knight. I could offer you private tuition, but it will not come cheap. If the professor wasn't confronting Moya... Witnesses, you will now testify. Tell us about this other presence at the crime scene. Oh boy. Let's see what they have to say. We all know what happened to that alchemist, so this case is no mystery. Same place, same magic trick. This time her luck ran out and she dropped that magic scepter. The truth obscured by a twisted goose, the witch couldn't vanish, but did confuse. It happened because the professor unraveled the mystery behind all those witches. Ah, the same magic trick was used? They are referring to an incident from 3 months ago. Much like this incident, a man lost his life to witchcraft in that very room. It was the master of the residence, Sir Newton Belduke, the alchemist. He suffered death by strangulation. Finger marks were left on his neck. He had locked himself in his study and the key was still in his pocket. In other words, no one could have entered that room. The perpetrator disappeared from a locked room just like in this case. A large amount of powdered medicine was spilled all over the floor. Powdered medicine? So Belduke was an alchemist. He possessed various medicinal concoctions. Due to the presence of that powder, had anyone entered the room, clear footprints would have been remained, yet there were none. That's the kind of mystery that the professor would have loved to solve. Thus, there were 2 unnatural circumstances to Sir Belduke's death: the culprit's disappearance from a locked room, and the fact that they appeared to not have walked on the floor. It's almost as if they flew away. Huh. In other words, it couldn't have been the Demir's magic that was used in my case the other day. Seems like the killer levitated above the floor, strangled Belduke, and vanished into thin air. But what does that have to do with this trial? It has been 3 months since that murder. Despite that, we still haven't been able to find the witch responsible. But now, having eluded us for so long... Oh! That witch has finally been brought to justice before this court. We will have justice. What? No way. Now he thinks Maya killed the alchemist too. We weren't even here back then, but it's not like I can explain that to him. Well then, why don't you interrogate the witnesses? Now that you are aware of the connection between the 2 murders.
Objection.
Whoa. You can't be serious. 3 months ago, we weren't even... Oh! Defender, you may interrogate the witnesses. May their testimonies lead us to the truth. Alright, it's going to be time for cross-examination. A shadow at the crime scene.